create. So this means you are allowed some creativity if you would like. Okay. A geometric sequence whose sixth term, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sixth term is 27. So your creativity allows you to pick anything for R. There's being creative logic, being creative and choosing some logic in your creativity. So you have to do the least amount of work, right? So there's some creativity that way. There's some creativity where, you want to just be crazy, okay? There's that kind of creativity as well. Now, where your creativity comes in is what you choose as your R value. You could choose 1, right? If you choose your R value as 1, then what happens? They're going to, we have to work backwards, right? So we're going to have to divide. I shouldn't have assumed that much mental math already. Okay, 27 divide by 1 again, 27 divide by 1 again, 27 divide by 1 again. And this would be a right answer. You can see why these create a geometric sequence questions are not on quizzes, tests, and stuff like that. Because you are allowed to be as crazy as make your R value 1. Okay? So sometimes they'll say, well, I'm going to put a create question on there, but to avoid this mundane answer, right, I'm going to say your R value can't be 1. So then there's still ways to making this easier or more difficult. What do we know about 27? It's divisible by 3. Yes, Andrew? Yes.
What happens if we made our value negative 0?
Well, 0 won't work, and it's a 1 R value that's not allowed. Because if I need to work backwards, because working forwards is multiply, right? And working backwards is divide, and you're not allowed to divide by 0. If you try that, I've got a picture up here on the wall of someone who tried that in their house, and it was disastrous. So you can look at that. It gives you a math error. I've often been, I've wanted to create a calculator that if you do that, when you push enter, it gives you just a little electrical shock. Okay? But just to let you know, oh yeah, I'm not allowed to do that and remind you of that. But it hasn't been invented yet. I don't know if it would pass safety standards. But could be some fun. Oh, and I just recorded that, so that could be that could be disastrous. So another way that you could look at this is you could say, well, yes, 27 is a multiple of 3. So if I chose my R value as 3, this might be working backwards, divide by 3. This one would be 9. Divide by 3. This one would be 3. Divide by 3, 1. Divide by 3. Write it as a fraction so you don't have to worry about the decimal places. Divide by 3 again. Write it as a fraction. And then if you're just out to get the teacher, if they're like, you really put that question on the test? I could choose 1, but just so you have to check it, I'm going to choose 271.5, and I'm not going to tell you that. And then I'm going to put all the decimal places as you go, so you'd have to check that. Right? So that's where creative but nasty. So you could do that as well in this case. The question in the homework, as can be expected, there's not a lot of questions that get you to do this, but there's one, and you can be simplistic or nasty or whatever you choose in that case.